so nah am Korb, so weit am Ring vorbeilegt. Aber ich gehe mal stark davon aus, dass er da auf den Körperkontakt gewartet hat, auf das Foulspiel von Nesterovic. Und deswegen dieser Fehlwurf und nachher da auf der Gegenseite. Offensivfoul gegen Kevin Garnett. Im Kampf um den Rebound. Vielleicht sehen wir es nochmals. Achten wir drauf. Das Duell Nachher und Garnett. Ja, gut zu sehen. Das Offensivfoul von Kevin Garnett reißt Nachher auch noch um. Vollkommen korrekt die Entscheidung gegen den Topscorer der Minnesota. Hier direktes Anspiel, direkter Wurf, direkte Punkte. Und das ist natürlich viel zu leicht aus Sicht der Minnesota Timberwolves. Und hier das klare Foul von Ray LaFrance gegen Wally Szczerbiak. Es bleibt dabei. 14 Punkte Führung für Dallas. Wir machen nochmal eine kleine Pause. Sind gleich wieder zurück im Target Center.
Bei den Lakers im Mittelpunkt stand, meistens solche Punkte wie hier erzielte, also nahm, was übrig blieb, um es mal salopp zu sagen. Wie bei dieser Szene nach dem Offensiv-Rebound. Tim Duncan und seine San Antonio Spurs insgesamt in der ersten Hälfte das etwas bessere Team, aber das Niveau war nicht sonderlich hoch. Beide Mannschaften mit schwachen Wurfquoten und
running into Bowen. Bowen thought there could have been a foul. And batted out of bounds by the Spurs. Robert Horry with a very hard pick.
Well, it was a combination. Horry's pick came suddenly. He was set. He was still. But Bowen was running hard and hit into the screen and went down. He's set. All of a sudden, Bowen is hit by the screen. Bowen's moving hard, trying to stay up with the ball.
The NBA's Coach of the Year, Greg Popovich, was working Bennett Salvatore, our lead official, a little bit earlier as we check in on some court sounds. Let's listen in.
The lane for, like, let's say 1,002, catches the ball, fakes back and forth for 2 or 3 more seconds, then pumps fakes. Is there 3 seconds in the game or not?
Yes, there is. I just happen to think that your count may be a slight quicker than our count.
There's no doubt that it is.
Just a slight.
But sometimes those kind of things pay off. This is the next trip down court for the Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal working against Kevin Willis. And there was the whistle and the 3-second call against the Lakers.
Kevin Willis's ability to stay low, to stay flex, and try to have any sort of hope in terms of leverage against the biggest, strongest, and most difficult player in the history of basketball, that was impressive.
Here he is trying to keep Shaq from backing in again. Up, under, and a foul. And that should have been a foul, and he's still letting the officials know it. Oh, man.
Offensive foul.
Derek Fisher. He's still on the deck. Derek's looking at the officials. What are you? What am I supposed to do?
He is so tough, Derek Fisher.
Yow. Oh, boy.
I must have been screamed out.
It was right in front of you. And he did. It's gotten quiet in here. Now Kobe Bryant offensively. Through the lane.
Offensive foul. Jack Neese waves it off. Robert Horry clearing the lane for Kobe Bryant.
And Robert's saying, Jack, Jack, Jack. It ain't going to do Jack.
Please.
Watch right here. I think Bruce Bowen sold this one, too.
No, Horry grabbed him. Horry grabbed him.
And
Robert Horry grabbed him right there.
I think he sold it. I think he sold a little bit of it.
And when he was saying Jack, he was asking Jack Neese, not Jack Nicholson. 41-26. It's back like 4 seconds for offense. They get it to him. He pushes it up. And missed the shot. And Derek Fisher got an elbow or something in the ear and is right in front of us down on the floor. He was one of the guys trying to get to that loose ball with Duncan, the man that the inbound pass was intended for.
Ooh, this guy's tough.
His teammates all around him, and he's up, and he'll head to the locker room with his troops down by 7. And again, they brought Duncan back in for the inbounds play, and you see Fisher trying to help out Medvedenko, and Duncan. Oh, that hurts.
Elbow to the nose.
Nose, ear, head, pretty much everywhere. And he is in some pain heading to the locker room. Let's check in with Michel Tafoya.
Versucht er sich durchzumogeln mit seiner Kraft, die er durchaus hat, aber er scheitert. Neuer Versuch. Jermaine O'Neal wird gefoult. Webber beschwert sich Webber zurecht. Dieses Nachschlagen von Brad Miller war auch nicht ganz sauber. Jermaine O'Neal jedenfalls an der Freiwurflinie. Mag auch ein Grund sein, warum O'Neal in dieser Saison so fantastisch spielt. Sein Vertrag läuft aus bei Indiana. Jermaine O'Neal wird ein sogenannter Free Agent. Das heißt, er darf sich den Verein aussuchen. Und Glück haben sie noch dazu. Tim Thomas. Da war der Ball schon weg. Und wer bekommt ihn nun? Beide Spieler fallen da auf den Boden, Ball im Aus. Noch einmal diese Situation. Tim Thomas setzt sich durch, wird da festgehalten. Keine Frage, dass das eigentlich Foulspiel gewesen wäre und dann sehr schwer zu entscheiden, wer am Ende die Fingerspitzen dran hat.
LaFrance couldn't finish. And a technical foul call on Don Nelson. Nelson going berserk. Joe Crawford hit him with it. And Don Nelson's son, Donnie, holds him back from what might have been a second technical.
Well, Joe was going to let him go a little bit, but this crew, Joe Crawford, Teddy Bernhardt, and Hugh Hollins, Mike, it's an excellent crew, but this is not a crew where you get a long leash. You're going to say something, say it quickly, and say it respectfully, because these three are all not hesitant to tee you up.
Phillips knocks down the technical free throw. Joe Crawford, who's in his 25th year, has been, for a number of years, one of the premier officials in the league. In fact, when Van Exel looked to inbound, the clock starts too early, PJ.
No, the clock started too early. Either the scoreboard operator or one of the officials who also have a device on their hip, somebody started that clock too early, and then you saw they were screaming that there was a foul underneath on the push-up. Bottom line, the clock should not start until it's touched inbounds. That didn't happen. So it started too early. It denied them an opportunity to score.
What the Mavericks were really arguing about, they felt Lopez pushed off on Michael Finley, and there should have been a foul call there. Pretty smart play in 1.4 remaining. And here's Joe Crawford now live talking to Don Nelson to explain about exactly what happened on the situation. Either way, it's just one play, not that much of an impact.
It's one possession, but it was mishandled. Somebody started the clock too soon.
In terms of keys to the game for both teams, how do they fare in that first?
They're 9 for 10 from the free throw line. That's good, but surprisingly, Minnesota's taking more free throws.
And the explanation goes on. Veteran coach, veteran ref, a playoff discussion. Third quarter coming up when we return. First half, Garnett. Mitchell left open. Nowitzki the foul. Nowitzki, you want to just come up and kind of, and a technical foul call on Nowitzki. He's yelling at Joe Crawford. What Nowitzki felt was that Mitchell flipped out his leg in order to look like there was contact. And Joe Crawford quickly hitting Nowitzki with a technical.
Everybody's a little testy right now. I think we better let it settle down. One of the reasons, though, that Garnett is not getting as many looks, Dallas paying special attention to him. They doubled him. He had to kick the ball out to Sam Mitchell.
Watch Mitchell's right leg. Now that's a foul on Nowitzki.
No question. Call was correct. Joe knew it was correct.
So now Mitchell will shoot the 2 free throws on the personal foul. That's Nowitzki's. Joe Crawford has got officiating in his family. Remember his dad, Shad Crawford, an umpire in the major leagues for so long. His brother Jerry, an umpire in the major leagues.
A winning column after 2 straight losses. First quarter, Jerry Sloan points to the floor where he feels Doug Christie has stepped out of bounds. A foul called on the Christie drive, and then, well, we have dogs and cats living together. Sloan pushes Courtney Kirkland. He has to be restrained, and see you later. Jerry Sloan, just like that, ejected from the game. Goodbye. Boy, it looked like a quick temper there. Stockton has escorted Sloan to the tunnel, and he's still talking to Kirkland on the way out. My goodness, Jerry. Long time, but when he does eventually blow, he has a temper. He can get fired up. Something obviously was exchanged, some verbal exchange between the official and himself, and he crossed the line. Can't do it. You see here, looking back to when he did it the first time in 1993, that's a little love pat in the chest. It's going to cost him, and this is going to cost him. When the league takes a look at what he did tonight in this ball game, he is definitely going to feel the wrath of a suspension and a pretty hefty fine for what he did. You can't touch the officials.
Well, and you help you. So you look at this guy. Everybody knows that he's the all-star on this team. Brad Miller has had a great year. There's no question about it. But Ron Artest is the guy there. He's the defensive player. He's playing great on the offensive end. The reason he doesn't make the all-star team is because of his behavior.
All right, so he pretty much took himself out of the all-star running because of those on-field, on-court activities. Now let's look at exactly what happened on Monday night. Going up against an opposing coach, I mean, has anybody ever done anything like that besides Dennis Rodman once in a while? I can't remember seeing anything like this. And, you know, I have 3 words right now for Ron Artest: out of control. This guy thinks that rules don't apply to him. He thinks he can do whatever he wants because all of a sudden he's got this reputation for being such a tough guy and being one of the best defensive players in the league and an intimidator. He's taking it too far. He's trying to live up to this image that's being created for him right now, and he's way crossing the line by getting in Pat Riley's face, then Keith Askins, and then giving a double middle finger salute to the fans in Miami. This guy, the league has to come down hard on him, set a precedent, because he is out of control right now. And I would not be surprised to see 5 or 6 game suspension. He got a 3-game suspension for the camera incident. I think this is far worse because it is terrible for the NBA. It's horrible for their image. It's horrible for what people at home are watching. Let's get the party started. Shaq gets a cake before the game. His 31st birthday is Thursday. Let's heard Shaq complaining, trying to feed the big man.
There they are, dogging. Later in the second quarter, Jermaine O'Neal goes up strong, fouled hard by Robert Horry. Words exchanged, but wait 1 second. Wait 1 second.
Woo! How come everybody gets all? How come everybody gets all heated? It's the NBA. You're
side to Yao, turns, wants to, had a very quiet night so far offensively. That's what Shaq will do for you. The jump hook, not close. Rebound is battled for. Yao went down.
They bumped heads. Yao and Rick Fox. Yao from behind bumped the back of the head of Rick Fox. Both players holding on to their craniums there, and Yao seems like he got the worst of the deal. Rick Fox is holding his as well, so there'll be a timeout on the floor as looks like the officials. They look like the officials are calling the timeout.
They did. That's what he said. He pointed, and assistant coach Frank Hamblin and the official Mike Callahan is saying, my timeout.
Well, with the stoppage in the action, 7:41 to go in the third. Lakers up by 1, 47-46. You're watching the world champion Lakers on KCAL 9. Come. Fox trying to gather his thoughts after getting hit in the back of the head by seemingly the chin of Yao Ming. Yao missed a hook shot. Shaquille defending, and Rick going for the rebound, and Yao also going for the rebound, and the collision with the chin and the head there. And Yao went down. Rick stayed up, but he was hurting, and the officials called the timeout. And the Lakers coaching staff wanted to know why didn't the Rockets have to use one of their 22nd timeout? And the explanation was that you had 2 players hurt, and they felt that they should call the timeout. As Yao Ming's parents looking on, and I'm sure they're very concerned about their son.
Yao in the locker room. We'll get you an update on his conditioning. Kowski.
And Kobe shaking that left thumb as he got hit on the play, and Kobe will go to free throw line. Dennis Johnson having some words with the official. Let's see how long that goes before he picks up 2.
I see Dennis that time picked the right official. He wasn't working on Steve Javie. Otherwise, that would have been a technical a long time ago. Kobe good on the free throw. Dennis Johnson again took over for Alvin Gentry, who was let go.
Get the easy return.
I'll tell you, Stu, you were looking at that replay. Mark Madsen, one of the funniest things I have ever seen. A wet spot down on the floor.
And that wasn't a wet spot. He got pushed down.
Right. Well, Jess Kersey was pointing at a wet spot, and now here's the Madsen's wondering, how in the world did I get down here? It's right where you were pointing, Jess.
And it's wet there now with Mark falling there, that's for sure.